Hi lovelies, it's Shiloh here with a video for Pajama Crafter Stamps. Today we are going to do some easy coloring with stunning results. This is the finished card here that you're seeing photos of now. I promise this is super easy. So before we get too far in, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on anything upcoming. Okay, just another view here of the finished card. This is just showing you from all the angles and that little bit of sparkle. We will be using the Savannah Neutrals paper pad today. This stamp and sentiment I've already pre-stamped and cut out, but those are from the Together stamp set that just released not too long ago. And these are the ballet slipper confetti, so we'll be using those as well today. And just showing you my typical top fold A2 card. That is what we will be building this on. And that's your basic needs. Okay, so this is the easy part, you guys. So I love doing this with some of the larger stamps. So this stamp is perfect for it. So I'm using my blending brushes, the smaller ones that I have in my stash. And of course, you can do this with any color combo that you like. But what I do is I go in, I place my brush where I want it to be the darkest in the coloring. And with this little bit bigger brush here, I am going in a circular motion. So because these flowers are so large and I'm going to be doing the same color kind of throughout them, I'm going to just blend with this. So this makes it nice and easy. And now that I've got that kind of base down, I'm going in with this tiny, tiny little blending brush and I am dabbing. So I know it's kind of hard to see, my hands in the way, but I'm really just like tapping that onto my paper. So I'm putting that anywhere that I want it to be a bit darker, or if my blending brush didn't quite get to where I want it to be. So I'm just tap, 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 tap. And again, you kind of want to start that first tap in where you want it to be the darkest, and then you can kind of blend it out from there. Otherwise, you could also tap it off onto paper, like if you don't want that first dark tap to go onto your image. But yeah, I find if as you practice this, you'll learn the control. Like if you tap lightly or dark or harder, you'll get more pigment onto your image. So you can do this as much or as little as you want. You could even mix in a different color if you chose. I'm not very good at cleaning my brushes, so I think I have a little bit of this saltwater taffy mixed in with a bit of orangey color. So it's got a bit of a pinky and an orangey tone together. And I love how that turned out. So yeah, I was happy with that. I didn't feel the need to add another color into the florals. And we're going to do the leaves exactly the same way, but because they're smaller, I'm not going to use my larger blending brush. I'm just going to go right in with that small blending brush. And again, just tapping over all of those leaves or wherever I want that color to be. And yeah, you can blend with these little brushes as well. You can go in circular motions or just rubbing them, which depending on where you are, like on a stem, I believe I just rubbed. I kind of turned my brush onto an angle and just rubbed along the edge there so that I didn't get it too far out of the lines. But that's one of the things that I like about this technique is the softness that you get with this coloring. So it doesn't look exactly like watercoloring, but it's a similar effect, I would say. So it doesn't have to necessarily be exactly in the lines. It doesn't have to be perfectly colored in. But it gives absolutely gorgeous results, in my opinion. So I'll be playing with this technique actually over the next couple cards that I'm making with smaller images just to see how I like that. But on these large ones, it's just a gorgeous result. And you get a bit of texture in there too, because when you tap with your brush, it gives like that brush bristly look, which I love. So if you like a bit more clean coloring, that Copic markers give you, this technique may not be for you, but it is simple, quick, and easy to get a large image colored really quickly. So I love that. And you know what? Sometimes it's nice to just be able to get in and get out when you make a card. Okay, so I'm just showing you the finished results. You will get a bit of dry back with the Distress ink, of course, but yeah, that's our finished floral. And I'm just quickly showing you here the A and B side of the Savannah Neutrals because they're so perfect for so many projects, you guys. I love them. And we are using this polka dot paper today, which actually goes perfectly with that saltwater taffy color. So it's a bit of a pale peachy pinky color. And I just love those together. You can see there the flower with the paper. Okay, so I am going to start doing some layers. So I'm starting with my base layer, which I chose to do a 3D floral just out of my stash there. You don't see a lot of this, but it does add texture and interest and dimension to the overall card. So that's up to you. If that's something that, you know, you want to skip, you certainly could. And I don't know that you would notice it too much. The other thing that you could do is I'm trimming down this polka dot paper to just show a tiny bit of that embossing. But you could trim this polka dot paper a bit more if you wanted. And then you would see more of it. So there I'm kind of showing you just getting a 1/4 inch of that embossed folder. But you could cut it down more if you chose, or skip the embossing folder. And I'm just going to go and stitch the edge of that polka dot paper. And just showing you there, although I don't know how well the camera is picking up that stitch. It is a white stitch. In real life, it just adds texture, which I love. If you watch my videos, you will definitely see no shortage of sewing. My question to you guys, though, is do you want to see the actual sewing in the video, or do you like it edited out where I just go and do my thing and come back with the power and magic of editing and it's done? Because I can certainly set up something where I bring you with me to the sewing machine and you can actually watch me stitch. So if that's something you're interested in, just let me know in the comments below and I will definitely try to add that in for you. Okay, so just showing that I've adhered that first layer of embossing down onto the card base. And we are just going to attach this polka dot paper on with some foam tape. And I did add one of the corners as per usual. So you saw me do that. And we are ready to make our next layer. So I just used this, I don't know, frame, I guess, from my stash. But I also just wanted to show you that if you don't have something similar, you can use do more of a plain look by using shape dies. So this is just two arch dies that I made a frame out of, and just showing you there that that would be quite effective as well. So it's just personal preference to what you like or what you have in your stash, of course, like use what you have, right? So, and it doesn't have to be this exact one. I don't even know where this came from. It's a generic one from, I don't know. But yes, you can use what you have. So don't feel like you have to go get exactly that same thing to make this card beautiful. So I kept the whole process of my thread nest in here in slow motion so you can really see what I'm doing. So this is a button thread, so it's a bit thicker than a traditional thread for sewing. I've found that I used to love sewing with this, but my machine doesn't like it. So recently I discovered, oh my gosh, this would be the perfect thing for making thread nests because it kind of stands out a little bit more than regular thread. Which I still use regular thread, don't get me wrong, but because I have this, I kind of now got addicted to it. And then this is my other new favorite. This is an iridescent metallic thread. So it looks white in the camera, but it's actually like shimmery iridescent colors. So it's really pretty, especially for this technique. And because my stamp is a bit larger, I'm going around 3 fingers this time. So I know if you've seen me do this, I usually use 2 fingers, probably is my typical size, but I knew I wanted my loops to be bigger. So I just went around more fingers to get my loops bigger. And then you can see that I just laid over that stamp to just see if it's going to peek out enough, because the whole purpose of that thread is so that it peeks out of around the image and gives that texture, interest, and with the iridescent, a little bit of shimmer. So I just wanted to make sure that it was big enough before I stuck it down. And again, if you watch my videos, you'll see I use my hot glue for this. Yeah, it just works perfectly. And you do have to let it cool. So I let it cool there for a minute, and then we can just peel it right off of that silicone mat. And we're now gonna add more foam adhesive. This one I think has 4 layers. So again, you guys, if that's not your jam, that's okay. You could just do regular adhesive. You don't have to do all the foam on my cards. Like if you're trying to achieve this look, it would be beautiful without the foam as well. But I love all that dimension. So certainly do what works for you. And yeah, more foam. This is the final layer of foam. So I love when you have like that peekaboo like that. And if it's up on foam, then it just, you see that little shadow. I don't know, it just gives a different kind of dimension when you can see through like that. So I don't know, I love it. And we just fussy cut out this little wonderful, and we're gonna put that kind of layered over top of our flowers. And the card is almost done. Like I said, this is super easy, you guys. I hope you see that and realize that and give this a try for sure. To finish off, I know those little ballet slipper confetti look so pink, and they would be really pretty with a really pink card as well. However, because they're a little bit iridescent, they went beautifully on this card as well. So even though this is a little bit more peachy tone, I guess, these still went beautifully with the card. So don't be afraid to pull things out and give them a try, because you just never know, right? Again, what's in your stash and what can you use? Yeah, keep it simple, right? So that pretty much finishes this card off. I will show you here just what it looks like all in the different lights, so you can see the sparkle. But don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification button, hit the thumbs up. We'd love to see you back again. Thank you all for watching.